In today's video, we will be answering the question on everyone's minds: which civilization has the best hair? Throughout my experience in the Civilization 6 community, there have been a lot of tier lists made. You know, there's tier lists: who has the best music, who's the best civ, who's the worst civ, who's the coolest civ, who's the most fun, who's the S tier science. All those tier lists exist. But you know what doesn't exist? At least I couldn't find it, so if it does exist, I'm an idiot, and that's okay, because I'm always an idiot. A Civ 6 leader tier list based on who has the coolest hair. So we're gonna do that today. Before we get started, just a few things to talk about. First, if I was on this list, I would definitely have F tier hair. Getting that out of the way, some of these photos are not the most flattering photos, so I will also be using the photos based on my recollection in-game and from the Civ wiki to kind of help me out if I really need a good hair analysis here. And lastly, the quality of a Civ's hair, how cool their hair is based solely on my interpretation. There are no rules to this. I'm gonna just click a face and move it to where I think it goes. S tier is the wildest, most fun, most amazing hair ever, and F tier is just the worst. I don't know how else. It's a tier list. It's the bottom is the worst and the top is the best. Let's get started. Well, I don't want to make this too difficult on myself. I think we're going to start with Khmer. I think he's going to go in the F tier. Unfortunately for this tier list, if you don't have any hair, by definition, you have to go in the F tier. But you know what, dude? You look good. Don't worry about it. You're doing great, Khmer. You gotta glow up in the last patch. Well done. Since I've never done this before, I don't have any relation to go for, but I think Freddy has A tier hair. I'm just gonna go through the list. Freddy has A tier here, the nice full red beard with like the straight line cut at the middle. It's kind of like bursting out of his crown a little bit as well. It kind of feels like a lion's mane. I think that's A tier hair for Freddy. Wilhelmina has a hat on. Obviously, hats, crowns, head dressings, all of those things are gonna make a hat or a hair tier list hard, but in that case, if they have a crown, a hair dressing of some kind, a hat, we can just rate it based on that, because that's a fun way to do this. In which case, Wilhelmina has a B tier hat on. Look, it's a good looking hat. Like it fits her head nicely. It's got a little bit of color, but it is very professional looking. You know, she's the leader of a nation. You don't want to look too crazy sometimes, and I appreciate that from Wilhelmina. She's got a B tier hat. Alex is in the C tier for me, and that's just based on this photo that we got here. I like what Alex is going for. What it kind of just looks like is he forgot to take care of it. You know, he shampoos it. You can definitely tell he's got the shampoo conditioner game on, but I don't think he takes care of it. I don't think he cares about it. And while I don't think you need to care about it to get an S tier, if you don't care about the hair, then it's obviously much harder to climb those rankings. I think this isn't like in the D, E, F tier. It's just like there and there. It's just there and not really well looked after, you know? It does look good, though. If there was a tier in between C and B, if there was like a B- or a C+ tier, he'd go in there. But if it's B or C, his hair is not as good as her cool hat. Chandragupta going up in the B tier as well. I like the blues, the reds, and the golds. This fits really, really nicely. He's also got a really cool mustache. Oh... If they, again, it's in between A and B. I'm gonna go with B for Chandragupta. I'm really digging the color scheme going on here. Shi Huang would be incredible, except for the eyebrows are too much. The eyebrows are far too much. If you look at the wiki photo or like the in-game photo, his eyebrows might as well be like caterpillars on his face. Everything else, the beard looks super cool, the little bit of crown on top, I really enjoy it. He's gonna go in that B tier as well. He's so close to really pushing into the A or S tier hair, but I just think that the eyebrows let him down. I'm starting to notice a pattern here that I have a real affinity for the B tier. It's a real shout to the art designers in Civ 6 that the hair just looks good on everyone here. This is a very unflattering photo of Gorgo, so I'm going to use the wiki photo, which is a little bit better. I like Gorgo's hair. It's menacing without being too much. It's nice. It's well kept. I think based on the metric I used for Alexander, she's got the same vibe going on, but she keeps it up a little bit. She takes a little bit better care of it. She's also just a complete badass, so she's going in the B tier. For a silver fox, he looks quite good, but otherwise Trajan's hair, utterly underwhelming, very uninspiring. It's going in the D tier. Montezuma is absolutely wild. If I saw him, I would immediately my pants and run away. For that reason, it's got to be A tier hair. I don't actually know who's going in the S tier. If we don't end up with any, I feel like I'll know the S tier hair when I see it. But whatever the heck this thing is, it is intimidating, it is wild, it is good looking, it fits his personality. He looks like an absolute badass. He's got some kind of green stuff going on here that I think is cool. A for Montezuma. Pachacuti's just kind of got hair. It's cool. His crown is kind of cool. Can I really put him lower than Alex? I don't think so, but he's fitting in here for me. It's just utterly uninspiring. He's going with Alex, I guess. C tier. Teddy's mustache is absolutely incredible. Much like China, though, I've got to take all hair into account. Facial hair, game on point, kind of top of head hair, not really doing it for me. Overall, it's a B tier for me. The mustache, though, is incredible. See, here we have the reverse Alex. Here we have the reverse Alex. Matthias has like that lion's mane Targaryen look about him. It's not complicated, but I think he has A tier hair. I think Matthias here has A tier hair. It's not complicated, but gosh darn diggity dang it if it ain't just like sexy and Targaryen-y and just And Manator, you know what? Nice hair, well kept. The crown is sick. Not a lot going on though. It's not a complicated look. Right? There's nothing S tier about it, but it's certainly way far away from F tier. I'm gonna put it right in the middle here. I'm gonna put it, you know what? There's gotta be a tier in between this. It's definitely better than these two. It's definitely worse than these ones though. I think a Manator is gonna fit in the C tier for now, although I'm kind of wanting to push her up here a little bit if I could. Coupe's hair matches him so well. At the end of the day, it's a little bit more effort than this. Right, but kind of not quite as a cool look as what Gorgo has going on for the same thing. But if I were Coupe, would I do anything different with my hair? And that's kind of part of the ranking. If I were Coupe, would I put my hair up differently? I don't really think so. I have a hard time putting Nubia down in the C tier and then Coupe up in the A tier though. I'm gonna go C for Coupe. It's good hair, it's nice hair, it fits him, but it's not, you know, that impressive. Jadwiga, great hair, great crown. Nothing incredible about either, but nothing even approaching average. I think overall this is an above average hair and headpiece look for Jadwiga, so she is going in the B tier. This photo of Gandhi kind of just looks like a grumpy old man. I don't know. Sorry, Gandhi. It's just not it. It's not it, bro. Unfortunately, it is more hair than Khmer. You know what? It's more hair than Khmer. It's just slightly more hair than Khmer. So we'll put him in the tier just above Khmer. Mansa Musa's got that nice full beard going on. He's also got the little cap at the top, which I think really matches like the neck piece he's wearing as well. I think overall this is a very good look, and the beard is like just so fulfilling and awesome. I don't know if this is A tier hair, but I think it's better than some of the B tier. I think if I had to pick though, it's gonna be in the B tier for Mansa Musa. I'm not sure if I should take earrings into account in this tier list, and for that reason, I've got to put Tamar in the same spot I put Jadwiga. Let's put them right beside each other. Can I do that? I can do that. I think I have a very similar feel. The hair really matches, you know, the portrait, what we're going for here. The crowns are sick. They're intimidating. They're fun. I enjoy it. I think it's just the same here. Same, but different. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am doing it. The first person given S tier hair status is Gilgamesh. Everything, the beard, it's hard to just stick with the hair, but the beard is sweet. The crown is absolutely bonkers. I think everything about the hair and headpiece look for Gilgamesh, it just looks like a more refined version of Frederick here, so I think he belongs in that S tier. I think Robert has equally sufficient hair to match Gilgamesh's, but I think there's something about the crown that's not really, you know, so much of this is just an internal thing that I think it's A tier. I think Robert has A tier hair, you can tell, but is it really that much different than this? I like his look better than his, but this isn't that much different than this. But I think Gilgamesh is definitely S tier. I think Robert actually fits in right here. This is all the same kind of vibe. Very well kept hair, a nice fulfilling beard. I can't hold beards against Tamar and Jadwiga, obviously. So I think this is around the same, like the same metric I'm going for here. I will say though, it does suspiciously look like the S tier. I just don't think it's quite there for Robert. Sorry, Scotland. Look, Cleopatra's got a cool crown, but I don't know if that's enough. See. Realistically, this is somewhere just below Jadwiga and Tamar for me, and definitely above some of these guys. But there's no tier in between there, so I'm gonna go in the C department. This is forcing me to make some really tough choices with this super important tier list. My only problem with Pericles is his, like, helmet is meant to go over his face. So he's, like, walking around with his helmet on top of his head, which is, I mean, the beard is very sexy, but his usage of the helmet here is unacceptable. So he's going, it can't be in the D tier. It's got to be in the C tier, but man, like you can see the bottom of where his eyes are meant to go. He's meant to be looking through the helmet. Who wears their helmet like this? Just so we can see his face, I guess? I don't know. This is dumb. He's going in the C tier, but his beard is very nice. Catherine has great hair, going for that more conservative put up look with whatever kind of crown shawl thing this is. I think her hair is fantastic. It kind of has this sense of being intimidating about it. And I think that this is just, I think her hair is just really cool. She's going in the B tier. I don't have another reason. It's just cool, man. There is nothing fun about John Curtin's hat. Everything about it is just lame. I hate it. It's going in the E tier. Sorry, Australians. Suleiman has a cooler hat than John Curtin, and his beard is nice and full, very well cut, very well trimmed. Eyebrows are not like flying off his face. I mean, hey, if that's your thing, that's great. It's just not really my thing. And so I think he's above D tier. I don't think he's B tier though. You know what? He is B tier. I think he is B tier. That's a nice looking beard. I think Hojo's look suits him really well. I just don't think there's anything about it that I'm really falling in love with. I'm gonna put him in the same tier as Rome. Seunduk's crown alone is absolutely phenomenal. I can't take away any points from it. It's going in the B tier for me. Mavemba's look is just perfection, man. You got like that stubbly beard, the kind of gruffness that implies. I really enjoy. And then you have, I don't want to name this or say anything incorrect about this other than this is the coolest looking headpiece, man. This is awesome, giving me Montezuma vibes. I think on the whole, I think Mavemba's going in the A tier. It's a very simple look. And I know that some of these are getting in the wrong, like some of my justifications and rationalizations are getting a little mixed up here, right? But I think overall, this is just a full, complete hair and headpiece look that blends seamlessly together. I think this is going up in the A tier. Shaka's headpiece is cool. I don't think it's quite as cool as Mavemba's, but it's very, very close. I think if Shaka had like somewhere in between here, I think he'd settle in there. But I think Shaka overall is in the B tier. Peter kind of looks like a crazy guy with a mustache, and I think that works for him. But I mean, his mustache and his hair is just plain. It's ordinary. There's nothing fancy about it. I like that someone has that thin kind of evil twirly mustache. But overall, I can't give it too many points. I think it's going to go in the... It's better than Rome for sure. It's better than Hojo. I think it's going in this C tier here for Peter. Mongolia is a definite easy B tier. The whole look is really, really good. I think the mustache loses itself a little bit. It just loses itself a little bit, but the goatee kind of works for him. The headpiece is sick. You know, he's got those ear covers so it gets cold sometimes, which I think is smart. Overall, fairly good looking hair and headpiece setup. Not in the A or S tier, but definitely a respectable B. There's something about Cyrus's look that I just adore. There's that full beard, that really sexy looking beard with that little crown that kind of goes through, and his hair on top is really well done to fit the look. I think this might be close to S tier for me. I'm gonna put it in the A tier. I might change my mind by the time I get to the end here, but I think Cyrus has A tier hair. Wilfred is just lame. Wilfred is lame. It sucks. It's like less cool than Rome's. I don't know, somewhere in the D. You know, Wilfred, you're just, hey man, have fun in the tundra. I refuse to use this particular photo of Poundmaker as reference here. I think his hair looks good. I think it's well done up. I think it's well put together. I think someone obviously has to put a lot of work into it to make it look this good, and for that reason, he's going in the B tier. Oh, we have two English Eleanors here. That's pretty interesting. Let's get the Eleanors out of the way. I think French Eleanor has the same, if I'm putting Tamar and Jadwiga in here, I think good looking hair and a cool looking crown is kind of where I'm at with these three. I don't think there's anything spectacular about it that I can reasonably put it above Jadwiga or Tamar. English Eleanor though, English Eleanor is definitely getting A tier hair. The way it's done up in kind of those buns, sort of Princess Leia style with the rose crown around it. Absolutely beautiful, stunning, exquisite look. Well done for English Eleanor. A tier hair for sure. Pedro, I'm really struggling with because on one hand, like S tier hair, the way it flows, the way the hair on the top of the head kind of flows down into the beard. You got that mustache that doesn't carry itself away. The eyebrows look good. They're sharp. They're clean. I just don't know if it's S tier. I just don't know if it's S tier, and I'm really struggling. I'm gonna slide it into A for now and see how I feel approaching the end of this list here. So the obvious thing to do for Gatarja is slide her right in here with the cool hair and the crown. The thing that I think distinguishes Gatarja a little bit is this flower. And we already know the flower thing is working for me with English Eleanor. I think Gatarja is slightly above these three, but not quite in the A tier. So just keep that in mind. Slightly above these three, but not in the A tier. So she's going to slide in right beside them. I think her look is overall just a little bit better. Lautoro's next, and he's kind of just got average dude hair. He's kind of just got average dude hair, so he's going to get an average dude rating. There's nothing fancy about it, but Christina has A tier hair. Christina has A tier hair for sure. Impeccable looking. Like, just look. I don't have to say anything other than look at the hair. Just look at her hair. It is A tier at a minimum. If Lautoro had kind of just ordinary dude hair, I think Dido has ordinary dudette hair. Nothing spectacular about it. It looks good. It's average. It's fine. I think her hair game's on point. I don't think she's flying, but I don't think she's missing out on anything either. I think she's settling in nicely right here. Tamaris's whole look together really does it for me. And I think, again, I'm stuck in the Twilight Zone because I want to put her in the A tier. I don't think her hair is quite A tier, combined with the headpiece, the crown, the fighting helmet, whatever that is. But it's definitely better than this 3. There's like a tier in between here, and I guess I could create a tier in between. I think it's kind of I think it's even better than Guitarja. I thought Guitarja was pushing close up here, but compared to Tamaris, I think we're in order here in how I like this, right? Eleanor's kind of lower, and then it moves through here. I still think these guys are pushing the A tier, but aren't quite there yet. Philip's got A tier hair, dude. Philip is just, the hair and the facial hair together is just, it's A tier. It just is, to me, the definition of A tier hair for Philip. Harold has also got A tier hair, dude. The long locks, the mustache, the kind of twirly things put together at the bottom, the Viking helmet, just all, yeah, I'm a pillage, I'm a raid, my hair, yeah. A tier. Saladin's in the B tier. There's nothing wrong with his look. It looks good. It just doesn't look amazing, right? Like, I think I'm feeling the same way about Wilhelmina's hat, Chandragupta's headpiece here, his headpiece here. I think it's all kind of a very similar vibe I'm going for. It looks good. It fits the model really well, but it just doesn't excite me, you know? So Vicky, I'm tempted for Vicky to put her in like cool hair with a crown, but I actually think she's quite a bit worse than this tier. I'm gonna put her in the C tier. There's just something a little too, her crown game is fine. Her hair game just feels, if we're comparing it to these guys up here, just feels a little simpler. And I don't think it perfectly fits. And so I think if I'm truly doing a tier list, and I can't just keep saying that these are all different and then placing them in the same tier, I think this is a level below where these guys with crowns are at. I mean, if I'm putting Montezuma up here, Maya's got to go up in the A tier for the same reason. Just holy, exquisite, incredible, fantastic, intimidating, very, very fun. I enjoy all of it. Gran Colombia's got B tier hair. I think it's a little more exciting than some of the C tier options. I don't know if it's a full B tier either, but I think he's got B tier hair. It just looks good. He's a good looking guy and he's got good looking hair. I think it's fine. I think he's a B tier hair. All right, we got English Eleanor again, but we already put her in the A tier. I think for Ethiopia, exactly the same feeling as Tamaris here. Let's put them next to each other. I think that fits. Very full beard here, which I really like. Very well groomed beard. The hat is a little ordinary, and I took some points away. Well, put him in the E tier. John Curtin got some points deducted for having an ordinary looking hat, which is a rule I made up like when I got to John Curtin. So in terms of consistency, I've got to keep those point deductions consistent. So he's gonna land in the B tier. Magnificence Catherine is an A tier look. I mean, look at this. Look at the whole masquerade thing. I think it's sexy. I think it's cool. I think it works. I think this is awesome. I like this whole look from the masquerade bit, the red feather bit, all of it. All of it's great. It's A tier for me for sure. Bull Moose Teddy is like Rough Rider Teddy, but he stole a hat from John Curtin to hide his hair. So I don't know if that makes him better or worse, because the 1 point away from Bull Moose Teddy was that the mustache was earning him all the points, and the hair was really driving him down. So he did cover up the hair, which means I should give him more points, but he also took this hat to do it, and I really didn't like this hat. I don't really know what to do with this whole situation. I'm actually going to move both Bull Mooses down here. Just on the fly, I'm putting both Bull Mooses in the C tier. Get out of here. I'm going to put, maybe rather unfairly, I'm going to put Basil in the B tier here. I think he's going for that same kind of look that Frederick has. I just don't think he nails it quite as well. I think it's a little too, out there, a little too sprawled, a little less well groomed, and really like precisely cut like Frederick's is. And so I think I have to go down a tier for that reason. Overall though, on point. Gaul has A tier hair, dude. Oh, but the eyebrows. Oh, but the eyebrows. I can't put him in the A tier. He's got to go right next to China. Same thing. It's the eyebrows. The eyebrows I can't do with caterpillar eyebrows. They really bother me. They just always have. They really do. It's gotta go. It's gotta go there. I immediately thought A tier, but it's gotta be here. This photo of Hammurabi definitely doesn't do him justice because the wiki photo of Hammurabi is much better. And it has everything. The back hair is awesome. The beard is awesome. The mustache is awesome. The eyebrows are thick, but they're well kind of groomed. They're not like flying off his face. And that's huge points for me. I think Hammurabi's got A tier hair, ladies and gentlemen. Batriu's got B tier hair. There's nothing crazy about it. There's nothing crazy about it. I think it's just a little bit better than Nubia or Cleopatra, but there's no real distinction I can make. It's just a feeling that I have. But I think Batriu's got B tier hair. I think it's fine. I think the Kublais also have B tier hair. I really like the overall look. I don't think it's fantastic. I don't think there's anything about it that really pushes you into the A or S tier, but I think it's solid B. It's fairly far away from C tier. I think the Kublai's got a good hair look about them. The last thing we have to do at the end of our tier list, I think I have to pick two more people to join Gilgamesh in the S tier for this to be a fair tier list. So I'm going to go through and see who in at least two, I might pick more, but at least two more people have to move from A to S tier, I think. All right, I've decided I'm going to move Maya to S tier. I think if I had to pick between Maya and Montezuma for this type of look, I think I like Maya's just a little bit more. I'm going to move Eleanor into the S tier as well. English Eleanor moving up to the S tier. There's something about that hair with the flower crown that I just find absolutely stunning. I think it's fantastic. What a look. And then I think Masquerade is coming up here. I think Magnificence Catherine also coming up into the S tier. I really like a lot of what she's going on. I think it's a little more complex. If you like take a look at Christina's hair, I think Christina has perfect hair, and I don't think it's fair to say that the more kind of effort you have to put into the look, the more you deserve to be in the S tier, but that's part of the equation, I think, for me. And I think these are our 4 S tier hair people in Civilization 6. Anyways, now that I've just done this super serious tier list that everyone wanted, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. Let's just do a quick scroll. We got Khmer at the bottom. All the way. Can you guys see all of that? You guys can my face is kind of in the way. You guys can kind of see all of that. Let me know in the comments what you think I got right, what you think I got wrong, what other tier lists you would like to see in the future. Feel free to like the video, subscribe, make sure you tell Anvars that you enjoyed the edit as well. He works really hard on these videos and we appreciate him. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, otherwise, thank you so much for watching this hair tier list in Civilization 6. We will see you in the next one.